Did you guys even know I wasn't here on yesterday? Look, we got some stuff to talk about. Webinar coming up Sunday. Let's talk about it. Question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Well, good Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the show, In the Booth with Earl Hall. Look, if you're looking to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And make sure you tick the bell after you subscribe so that you get notified whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. I'm here live for you Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, but I wasn't here yesterday. Let me tell you what happened on yesterday. Welcome in everybody that's coming in. Fail Builder, Grassy Poet, Voices by Storm, John Grimes. Oh gosh, the Real Little Soldier, blessings as well. So yesterday I had a 9 a.m. Appointment with the optometrist. So it took longer than I thought. And my eyes were dilated. So I had my eyes dilated and things like that. So I had to literally sit in the parking lot because I couldn't see. Everything was a blur after getting my eyes dilated. So I sat in the parking lot for like an hour. Waiting for my eyes to readjust. It was cloudy and rainy. Literally still had to put on sunglasses because it was just too bright. Then, as some of you know, my daughter graduated from high school yesterday, so we went to that pretty much after I got all settled with my doctor's appointment. So we were at that for a couple of hours. Awesome and amazing day. It's great to see your child make an accomplishment as huge as this. Love the girl to death. So you guys that are following me on Instagram saw a photo that I put of my daughter and I up with her cap and gown on. Some of you that are friends with me on Facebook, on my personal page, you got a chance to see that too. About my personal page, I actually don't friend a lot of people on my personal Facebook page because there's really no need to. I have enough other stuff out there that you guys can consume, especially at the Facebook page for Steps to Voiceover Success and also my business page for Earl Hall Studio. So, but at any rate, that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I just couldn't be. So my entire day I did no work, and it was like really weird on a Monday not to do any work for me. Luckily, I had no VO projects to get out that day, but got some today. So things are going. Got some more stuff I got to put in my booth to get it ready. I have, at this point, we're approaching 40 people subscribed to my event that's coming up here in Milwaukee, my voiceover tour. So I'm like super excited about that. Don't know how this all happened except for doing the work. And as you guys have heard me say, you don't know what's going to work until you try. You got to put some work into it. So obviously I've been putting in a lot of work into this tour. So June is the month for Milwaukee. Coming up in July, going to be going to LA. So we're going to start promoting that as well. And then after LA, we're going to Atlanta. All you have to do is go to the website, grindanddontquit.com. You can register if you're close to any of those areas. Coming up, if you're in Milwaukee or near LA, you want to go ahead and get in on that early bird special. It's going to save you a ton of money. Speaking of, what am I speaking of? What am I speaking of? Early bird specials. I told you guys I was going to be doing a webinar this coming Sunday. I mentioned it last week, and it's all about getting people into your funnel. How do you funnel your clients into, directly to you to get some VO work? So It is not probably, it's going to be the best webinar I've done to date. A lot of things are going to be in this webinar. It's probably definitely going to go longer than, not, oh, and I changed the date. It's not Sunday. It's on Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is when I'm doing the webinar. So I want to see what happens with a Saturday project as opposed to a Sunday project doing a webinar. But again, this is going to be, I can say this is going to be my best work yet on what needs to happen. So many, VOs, we sit back and we play the defense on getting clients. We're waiting for an agent to call. We're waiting for, scripts to come in. We're waiting for auditions or whatever to come in. This is being on the offense. This is going after it and doing something that most people just aren't really aware that they can do. So this training on this coming Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. There is a link in the description of this video already. And actually, I'll pop the link into the chat here. I think I've got that up already. Yes, I do. There's the link to the webinar that's coming up this Saturday. There is an early bird special. The webinar I'm charging $49 for, but if you get in before Thursday, you can get it for $37. So basically, you're going to save, what, $12 on that, which can be important. Paying $37, I think, is better than paying $49. So you can go ahead and that early bird special, you just use the coupon code #1VO Coach. You remember that, right? Use that, and you're, at checkout, put it in the coupon code area, and it's going to deduct and make it $37 as opposed to $49. This is only good through Thursday. So you got to get in before Thursday in order to take advantage of that coupon code. You guys that were on the LinkedIn webinar know how amazing that webinar was. This is going to blow that out of the water. Literally, I'm going to go through the tools that you need to use. I'm going to have some alternative tools to use if maybe you can't afford some of the tools that I'm going to be talking about. One of the things that I have discovered over the past few years, more so recently, and you've heard me talk about this in regards to not doing things on the cheap. I have learned more so with this process of promoting my events for the Grind and Don't Quit Tour. You got to pay for something. Yes, I have a really big following, but there are people that don't know who I am and don't know what it is that I do. And 90% of the people that have signed up here in Milwaukee don't know who I am, but they've signed up for it, which has really opened my eyes that I need to spend more money on marketing. I spend a little here and there. It's not a big practice, but what I realize is that marketing, you got to be in it. Yes, you got to do the promotions and things like that on social media. Social media is highly important. And you guys have heard me say, and I'll continue to say, if you're not actively involved in social media, your business is going to die. There is no other way around it. It is the current state of the internet. It is the current state of doing business. You've got to get known for what it is that you do. And it's not that difficult. It's a lot of work, but it's not that difficult once you get going. I'm looking at right now on my YouTube channel, this time last year, I might have had 200-300 people that were subscribed to my YouTube channel. Literally, I'm looking at by the end of the week or early next week, having 3,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is it's dumbfounding to me. That it is occurring this way. And it's why I'm the biggest proponent out here on social media to build your business. It is the thing that will build your business. I don't care who you go to as a coach, to learn voiceover. I don't care what mic it is you use. I don't care about any of that. If you're not involved and understand and becoming more and more aware of how important social media is to the building of your voiceover career, I'm not sure what else to say about that. The webinar that I'm going to be doing on Saturday at 2 p.m., once again, the link's in the description. I just popped the link up in chat as well. It's going to be the best that I've ever done. I'm going to be telling you more of what I'm currently doing, and things change and times change. Every 6 months, it seems like there's something else for me to do. Every 6 months, there's something else for me to do or to get a better understanding of on how it is to build my own empire that I'm trying to build, as an audio production studio. Working with ad agencies, working with talent agencies, working with you guys as voice actors, providing services that you guys want. That's the thing. I'm trying to build this thing, and it's amazing to me. I knew that these things would start happening, and you've got to have a vision. You've got to have a vision for what it is that you want to do. I knew voiceover was a ticket in for me to say, but I wanted more than that. I wanted a full-blown production studio, and now I'm sitting here in it. So your vision is only going to come to pass by the work that you put into it. And if you're not putting in the work, if you're playing on defense, which is just sitting back waiting for your phone to ring or waiting for an email to pop in, as opposed to going on the offense with email marketing, with social media marketing, developing a blog or developing a YouTube channel or developing something that is going to bring the awareness to you. I don't even think I speak as well as I ought to speak in that regard, as far as what this involves and what this entails. And that's why on Saturday, when I do this webinar, it's going to be something that is just completely different. You've never seen this before. No one has ever talked about this in the voiceover community. Literally, no one has ever talked about what I'm about to present to you guys in the voiceover community. It's that important. All right, so let me take a look at what you guys are saying over here in chat. And by the way, if you want to pop in your questions about whatever, you got some questions about the webinar, you've got some questions about VO, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm here to take your questions today and on what it is that you want to know about. All right, so hey, Anthony, what's going on? Glad to have you in here. Let's see, you guys aren't talking much this morning. All right, everybody's congratulating my daughter. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that a lot. When you're looking at building, some of you may have heard the term funnel before, like a sales funnel. And I struggled even up to the mid part of last year on wondering if developing a funnel, a sales funnel, a marketing funnel, was something that was really needed in the VO community. And so as I started discovering more and more about the whole process, came to the conclusion that yes, this is very valuable. It's very, very important. What's up, David? Glad to have you here. A sales funnel, if you look at a funnel, the top of the funnel is where everything comes in at the top. You've got to drive people to where you want them. And the only way you're going to do that is by providing a service or product that they would be interested in having. And so you put out content basically that will attract people to the top of your funnel. As they come out the bottom, obviously less and less people, but you get the people that are coming out at the bottom are really interested in what it is that you have to sell. The big problem with that, and you've probably heard me say this before, is that when voice actors are looking at drawing people to a place, it's normally their website. And there's two problems with that. If you give someone no option, they will take no option. They will take no action. If you give someone too many options, they will take no action. You've got to draw it down. And what do I mean by this? What am I saying? You've heard me say more and more over the past couple of weeks that it is not good enough to put a website link to make a sale, just to your website. You want people to come to your website and figure out what they want, as opposed to giving them the option. I want you to think about this like Fiverr. Yeah, I said Fiverr. When someone goes to your Fiverr link, they have you've got options. You've got 2 or 3 gigs. This is what you're selling. You're selling whether you do audiobooks, You're selling yourself as an audiobook narrator. Whether you're doing e-learning, you're selling yourself as a corporate narrator. Explainer videos, the whole nine, whatever it is that you're selling on Fiverr or whatever platform you use, whether it's, Upwork or People Per Hour, whatever. People are coming there because you have specifically said this is what you do. Same thing has to happen on your website. You could, let me tell you here, you could literally set up a couple of different pages on your website, kind of like gigs from Fiverr. You can set up a couple different pages. Okay, this is my explainer video offer. This is my e-learning offer. This is my audiobook offer. And when you build that funnel, you don't send people to your website. You send people to the landing page of something very, very specific that you're selling. Everything that you would do to attract people into that funnel is dealing only with that one offer that you have. You can have several offers, and you'll do and if you follow me, you'll have an offer for this, and for this. So the marketing that you do is for this, and this. And every link that you have in that offer, it's only going to this. Because this is what you're marketing for the top of your funnel, whether it's through a YouTube video or a blog or whatever. But you're only talking about this one thing, not the broad thing. You're giving them one thing to buy. So everyone that comes into your e-learning funnel, boom, everything goes to that e-learning landing page. You do audiobook narration, boom, everything for your funnel goes to that landing page. I hope you're following me on this, because if you are, then great, you need to be at the webinar. If you're not, great, you need to be at the webinar on Saturday. With that, let's see. The webinar, people that are asking questions about the webinar. Yes, every webinar that I do, if you purchase the webinar, you have access to the replay. There's always a replay, the recording. And it's usually available about an hour or two after the live webinar goes off. But you'll get emailed to let you know that the replay is available. So go ahead and pay for the webinar. You can still watch it. And on the webinar, I have it hooked up and linked up to my email address. So even though I'm not on there live with you, if you've got questions, you can type in your questions at the webinar and I'll still get them and still be able to respond to you with an answer. Sound good? So don't worry if you can't make it at the live event. It's going to be there for you. And as I do with every webinar, even if you don't pay for this one, I'm going to have that available on the website. But here's the catch starting now with this webinar. You guys know about the early bird special. I talked about that at the beginning. It's $49, but if you get in on the early bird special before Thursday, you get it for $37. I'm going to put this webinar up on Steps to Voiceover Success. It is going to be the best webinar I've done. So the price for that webinar will, if you wait, it's going to be $49. There will be no special or anything like that. So if you want this webinar, I suggest you go ahead, get in while the early bird special is good. It's available right now. And, but Thursday it's done. And I don't even know what time Thursday. I don't know if it's in the AM, like 2 a.m. Thursday. I don't even know. I didn't check that far into it. So get it before Thursday. You've got today and tomorrow to get that $37 in. Mage is saying, so you have to have all those other things in place first before the marketing duckies in a row. It is something you will have to build, and I will show you how to build that. And I will show you the complete process of what it is that you need to do. You may be ready to do this right now because you've got the skill set to do it. I'm going to walk you through what you need. Believe me, I'm going to walk you through what you need. I do this every day. It's not that tough. It's just a matter of, I have one of the things I used to do, I was very, very heavily into coding when I was in high school, as far as basic programming. Back then they had Fortran and Pascal. They don't do that anymore. So, but learning that, when you learn coding, there's a process, there's a flow chart with different symbols, and my mind thinks that way. I have to do this, then I have to do this, and you can make that flow chart out. But again, I'll be talking about all of this stuff on the webinar on Saturday afternoon. Let me see what else is coming in here. Kaladi is asking, are you going to have specific step? I think I just answered that question. Okay, boom, we got that. What's up, Ben? All right. So, Kaladi, I hope I answered that question for you in regards to that, because I'll be showing you exactly what it is to do. It's going to be pretty in depth. If there are questions, obviously, during the webinar, you can ask them even after the webinar. If you've paid for it, you can still ask me questions about that webinar. But at this point, with what it is that I know I'm about to present to you guys, it's something that I think it's something that you need to know, especially if you know that you need to go on the offense. This is my offensive strategy to getting VO work. All right, let's see what else is here. Ward, I already answered that question. Go back to the beginning of the video. I'm not answering that again. I wasn't on yesterday. So, yeah, had some stuff I had to do, personal. But I did talk about it at the beginning of the show. So, go back and listen if you really want to know. All right. Any other questions that you guys have for me? Once again, the webinar, the link is in the description. I'm popping it in right here again in chat if you want to go ahead and register for the webinar. It's, again, this is going to be my best work yet as far as being able to give you some valuable, useful, actionable information that you can just hit the ground running with. So, yeah. The early bird special ends on Thursday at some point. It may be in the AM, it may be in the PM, I don't know. But I would suggest that you go ahead and grab it now. While the early bird special is on, all you need to do is put in the coupon code #1VO coach, #1VO coach, all one word, hashtag the number one VO coach. That's it. And I think it's in the description when you purchase it as well. If you got a question about that or whatever, just shoot me an email. You guys know you can reach me at earl@earlhallstudio.com is the best way to reach me for all of that. Well, yeah, Kelly, yeah, you need a website. If you don't have a website, don't sign up unless you're considering getting a website. And I'll talk about some of the different sites as far as platforms out there that I would suggest that you use. We're going to be talking about those as well. And yeah, that's what I mean. For some of you, the learning curve may be steep. It may not be. But I can tell you this, if you don't learn it, your business will not grow. This is highly important. You've got to learn these other skills. This is a business we're building. This isn't a hobby. This is a business. That means you're going to have to learn what you need to learn to promote a business. Beginning with, one of the things is a website. You're going to have to learn, or you're going to have to pay someone to build one for you. But the way that things are right now, with the different platforms that are out there, it's like plug and play. It's drag and drop. Building a website today is not super technical. But if you've never done it, it's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to learn it. Either you're going to do it now or you won't. You've got to learn that. I'm so serious about this. You've got to learn these skill sets on the internet because this is where your business is coming from. How can you not take the time to learn it? All right. All right. Hey, well, see you in the house here. All right. Any other questions before I close out? I'll take one or two more questions from this here. I know the website thing can be kind of daunting for some people if you've never done it, but let's just be real. It's 2018. If you don't know this, you got to learn it now. You don't have an option of whether you will or won't. That's not an option, and you need to understand that. You got to learn it. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys for being here with me on today. Once again, the link for the webinar is in the description, and I've put it in the chat, so you can probably scroll back up and see the link for that as well. Got some work I got to get out and do today, so I'm all happy about that. And I appreciate you guys being here with me. You guys are awesome and amazing. Look, once again, if you have not, if you're in the area and, you haven't registered for the Grind and Don't Quit Tour, it's something that you want to take a look at if you're in the Milwaukee area, if you're in the LA area, and coming soon to Atlanta. But in June, I'll be here in Milwaukee where I am. In July, we're scheduled for our appearance in in LA. So make sure you go ahead and register for that. And then we've got further dates coming out each month for the rest of the year. We've got New York, we've got Houston, we've got Chicago, and I think there's one more. I said Atlanta, but I think that's it. Houston, Chicago, New York are the other 3 states or cities that I'll be in for the remainder of the year. So I hope to see you guys somewhere along the line, and I'll see all of you that attend the webinar on Saturday. So make sure you guys have an awesome and amazing rest of your day, and I'll be here for you tomorrow. God bless. Take care.